Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today with my Week 6 college football picks for the 2020 season. Before I continue, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, please subscribe, all that good stuff. Last week was a good week, 18-7 overall in the straight up category. I'm kind of just creating the straight up and overall category, combining them this year. But I went 18-7 last week against the spread, 16-9. So very good against the spread. 40-37 overall, 53-24 throughout the season. Locks of the week, I went 3-0, so that was a 7. So we upgraded that to 7-2, and I swept the upsets last week. So 4-4 in upsets. Last week we picked 20. Yeah, last week we picked 25 games. This week we're only picking 15. 13 straight up. I have one lock and one upset for you. Not really that many games, but a lot of good games this week. So should be still a good week for college football, but not as many games. So let's get into it. Miami versus Clemson. Clemson is a 14-point favorite at home. I do think Clemson's going to win this game. I actually do think they're going to cover. Miami's not a bad team, but I do have question marks. I think they do have some question marks. Clemson is the best team in the ACC and is not even close in my opinion. I think they are probably, I would say, a top 3 team in the country right now out of everybody, even the teams that haven't played yet. And I think they win this game. I got it. Let's see. I have it 42-20 Clemson in this one. Next game, Tennessee versus Georgia. Georgia is a 12.5-point favorite at home. I think Georgia's going to win and cover here. Tennessee's not a bad team, but I think they're just a decent team at best. I don't feel like they're ready to go up against someone like Georgia, who we saw against Auburn take care of business. I think Georgia wins this game actually pretty convincingly. I'm going 37-21 Georgia. I'm taking them by 16. Next game, Oklahoma versus Texas. Texas a 2-point underdog in this one. The Red River Shootout. This is your big new kickoff game. By the way, Tennessee Georgia is your CBS game, but I do think that Oklahoma is gonna win this game. I know that they are a 2-point favorite. I don't care. They will win this game. And I actually think they're gonna win it kind of convincingly. I think they're gonna be desperate. And I think they're gonna go ahead and get the win here. I got it 37-25 Oklahoma. I'm taking them by 12. And listen, if Texas loses this game, I do think that there could be questions raised about Tom Herman. I know there's whispers about it, but I think they could become public. Next game, Alabama Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin coming back against his former team that he was the OC for. This game, I think it was a 6 o'clock game, but now it's a 7:30 game. A hurricane's coming through the South again, but Ole Miss 23.5-point underdogs. I think Alabama wins this game no matter what, but I am going to take Ole Miss to cover that 23.5. I'm going to get. I think they'll get a backdoor cover here. I'll take Ole Miss plus 23.5. I still think Bama wins 48-27, but I don't think Ole Miss is a terrible team. I feel like, especially at home in the Grove, they will go ahead and get the win. Next game, Kansas State versus TCU. Two teams here that knocked off big opponents in the Big 12. TCU minus 8.5. I think TCU wins, but 8.5 is just a bit too much for me. So I'm actually going to take Kansas State plus 8.5. I think TCU wins this one by a touchdown, 27-20. Should be a good game. One of your more under of the radar games this week. Next game, Florida State versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame minus 21. They will win and cover, in my opinion. And I do think that this game is going to be a blowout, 45-7. As I've been saying on this YouTube channel for I think 2 weeks now, Florida State is the worst team in the ACC. Next game, Texas Tech versus Iowa State. Iowa State 12.5-point favorite. Iowa State coming off a very impressive win. Texas Tech, they don't play defense. I do think Iowa State wins. That number is kind of a tough number. Well, I would stay away from this one, but for the purposes of this video, I am gonna go ahead and take Iowa State to win and cover. I'll take them by 2 touchdowns. I'll go Iowa State in this one, 38-24. Next game, Marshall versus Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky in my opinion. Pretty good offense, pretty bad defense. Marshall, the best team in the Conference USA, in my opinion. They are a 7.5 point favorite in this one. I think they win, but I am going to take Western Kentucky plus 7.5. I think this offense can put up points. I'm taking Marshall though in this one. I'll go 34-30 Marshall. I'll take them by 4. Next game, Arkansas versus Auburn. Auburn is a 13.5 point favorite. Arkansas are kind of impressive this year for the standards we have for them. But I think Auburn wins and covers here. They're going to be pissed off Auburn after last week's performance. And 13.5, usually a pretty good number to take. I think Auburn wins this one. I'm going 38-17 Auburn in this one. Next game, Pitt versus Boston College. Boston College, 6-point underdogs at home. I think Pitt wins this game, though. I actually think they cover the -6. Would not surprise me Boston College wins this game, but I'm going to take Pitt. I think last week was kind of a weird game, a bit of a fluke. I think Pitt wins this game by 10 to 14 points. I'm taking them to win this game 29-19. Pitt in this one over Boston College. I'm taking them by 10. And then 3 more games here, and I feel like I left the game off. I'll check to make sure that if my assumption's right, I know the spread of that game, and I'll pick it as well. Mississippi State, and I mistyped state wrong, so sorry about that. Against Kentucky. Kentucky is a 2-point favorite at home. These are two teams, in my opinion. Kentucky's going to be desperate for a win. Mississippi State, they beat LSU, but then they turn around and lose to Arkansas. Don't know really what to think of them. I think Kentucky's going to be desperate for a win. I think they get the job done. They'll win. And with the -2 spread, I'm going to be kind of forced to say that they cover. I'm taking them by a field goal. I'll go 28-25 Kentucky. I think it's a bit of a weird game, but I'll take them 28-25. Next game, NC State versus Virginia. Virginia is a 7.5 point favorite. Virginia, I mean, listen, last week against Clemson, not bad. I said that I took them plus 28, and they did a bit more than what I thought they were going to do, honestly. I thought that it was going to be still like at the minimum of 3 touchdown game. And I give them credit. It was a 19-point game. Actually, excuse me, an 18-point game. So give them credit. But 41-23, yeah, 18-point game. NC State coming off a big win against Pitt. I don't think NC State's a terrible team. I don't really think they're that good. This is kind of tough. I think Virginia wins, but with the spread, kind of tough. I'm going to take NC State plus 7.5, and I'm going to say Virginia just wins by a touchdown. I'm going to go Virginia in this one. Let's go. I'll go 27-20 Virginia. I just think they're the better team. And then UTEP, Louisiana Tech, fall for another Conference USA game in here. Louisiana Tech -14. They'll win and cover. UTEP's not a terrible team. They're not like the doormat they have been over the past few years. I do think they could maybe compete a little bit in this one, but Louisiana Tech I think will win and cover pretty easily, pretty comfortably. I'll go Louisiana Tech in this one. Let's go 34-13 Louisiana Tech. So then my lock of the week, my upset of the week, and my assumption is correct. I forgot to put Florida, Texas, A&M up here. I know A&M is a 7-point underdog last time I checked, and I am going to be taking Florida on that one to win and cover. I'm taking Florida by 2 touchdowns. I'm going 42-28 Florida on that one. I forgot to put that up here. So 16 games we're picking this week, not 15. Lock of the week, Virginia Tech versus North Carolina. I think North Carolina is going to win and cover against Virginia Tech. I'm pretty confident in it. Virginia Tech, not really that good of a team. They're just treading water. And as they usually do with Justin Fournette, they're only ranked because some of the conferences haven't played yet. That would change once some of these conferences play. Virginia Tech will be out of the rankings because they'll be lucky to be 500, if not 6-4 at best. But anyways, North Carolina, I think they win and cover. I'll take them in this one. I'm going 31-16 North Carolina. I'm taking them by 15. And then my upset of the week, Temple versus Navy. I don't think Temple's played a game yet this year. Navy, we saw them a few times. They're 3.5-point dogs. 3.5 point underdogs in this one. This is just one of those why not take Navy, see what happens. Plus 3.5. And McD Sports 4, you gotta be at least a 3 point underdog to be considered an upset. And I'll take Navy in this one, 27-24. And that's my upset of the week there. So comment down below. Tell me your picks. I always like hearing from you all. Thanks for watching. McD the Beast signing off.